it'll fucking pop it up right there. But enough of me trying to get recruited by P. Diddy. Fucking, what else? What else we got? Fucking, I don't know. About to be a second dad.
True.
Which is not going to be easy at all.
Are you scared?
Low key, I am, bro.
For what? Why?
I'm scared for various reasons. I'm scared for the main one, honestly, is like when I had my first daughter, I was scared that I was going to be a bad dad. I was scared that I wasn't going to have enough money. I still don't have enough money, so I'm not scared anymore. I'm fucking like the Crocodile Dundee for this. Oh, look at that! It's negative again. Fucking. It's like a fucking no. It's okay. But I was scared that I wasn't gonna be like I wasn't gonna know how to like handle this and because the world is very different from when we grew up. So we don't know how to like. There's different scenarios and different things that you have to handle very differently, right? Okay. And then I started like looking at how my brother kind of did it, and then like taking advice from my parents, and like kind of like and even talking from the last podcast, like you guys are gonna hear about a lot about that, like growing up and doing all that shit. Right. But like and also talking to you too, because like you're a dad of 3, and like you have the ages are very fucking like spread out. Like completely spread out, right? Like you have an 8, you have 4, and then you got fucking, pretty much a baby. Like she's 1. And that kind of you're literally in every fucking, you're a master's degree in fucking different ages, and all the tantrums and all the different stages of life.
Not all of them.
But I'm saying
for the younger 2, yes. I'm learning the shit with the oldest still.
True. Yeah,
I'm not prepared for what he's doing next, but I've had experience with what my 4-year-old
and also he's a boy.
Couple years.
He's a boy too, so that's very different from a girl's. Too. Yeah. Yeah, but fucking so that was my fear. Like my fear was financially, am I going to be able to support this child? Emotionally, am I going to be able to be good? And also, I know she's a girl. I'm like, am I going to be a good dad to a girl to raise a good woman with the values that I have?
That shouldn't be changed with the second kid though, because you're
hold on. But here so that's what I'm saying. That was my first fear with her. Okay. Yeah, no, that was my first fear with my daughter, with my 3-year-old now. And then after like the first year, I'm like, well, this baby was breastfed at 6 months. She already started eating a little bit of solid food, and this is what I love too. And also, kudos to my wife. I love cooking, so I like being raised in the restaurant industry. And my parent, my dad, and we were always raised around different kind of food, like eating calamari, eating like raw shit, and like just fucking doing all different kinds of food. Where our palate was a little bit, we never said no to anything. Like vegetables, fuck it, we loved it. And like same thing goes for my daughter. Where like we would have steak. She'd have steak. We'd go out to eat, and they go, oh, we have a kids menu. No, it's okay. We're going to order salmon, and we're going to give her salmon, and we're going to give her, can you just give me a side of broccoli? We're going to give her a side of broccoli. And
damn, that's where you fucked up.
Why? I got her used to the good stuff?
Well, wait, never mind. She's taking off of your plate?
No. We ordered her own thing.
That's where you fucked up.
Why?
Kids menus are cheap, bro.
Yeah, but I want her to be a problem for whoever dates her. I'm just trying to create a problem for somebody else, bro. Fucking her boyfriend and future husband's gonna be fucking broke by the time she meets her. But we always wanted her to when we cook here in the house, we don't make her a separate thing. We do the same food. She eats exactly what we eat. Mind you, it might change because we give her a little fruit. We kind of make a little assortment plate.
Well, no, with that, so my oldest, he hit a stage where he just wasn't eating anything outside of fucking, mac and cheese and chicken nuggets.
No shit.
And maybe a hot dog. It was like 3 menu items. I mean, you can't do that every fucking day, dude.
Yeah.
But like we tried to transition it. We tried to make meals, and he was gonna eat what we eat, and we would cave because he'd be like,
you just want him to eat.
So then we would feel bad that, oh, he's not eating this, he has to eat, and then we would cave and get him his mac and cheese or whatever, blah, blah, blah. We brought this up to our doctor. Like, yeah, we can't get him outside of that palate. Like, he won't do it. And so we end up making another different
He's
meal.
checking
and we
you.
wasted food. And the doctor said, he goes, no, he'll eat it. Don't make him something else.
True.
He'll get hungry.
Eventually he will.
Like he's not
You're not gonna starve him.
You're not gonna starve your kid.
Correct, but he's gonna get hungry, and you're just gonna feed him at whatever time.
Cave, and then he'll get hungry, and then he'll eat it.
That's the
and
one.
we did that, and within days,
That fix it.
fix it. Whatever we made, he ate.
That's the one thing I do admire about my brother, because my brother's very. His parenting's like, it's almost like my brother like it's so crazy. Mind you, I don't know the internals of what my brother's going through as far as like when he was, had a young kid, and now his, like, my nephew's fucking, he's 4, he's gonna be 5, and mind you, he has a little girl that's 2. But ever since I saw him be a dad, always looked like he had, mind you, he's not a degenerate like I am and always drinking, but fucking, I don't have a problem, all right, motherfuckers. But I need another beer. But no, he always seemed like he had his shit on lock till this day. Like, dude, perfect example. His kids go to bed by themselves since my nephew was fucking 3. He goes, all right, have a good night. We're going to go to sleep. Goes in, tucks him in, either reads a book or maybe not, or just says, have a good night,
It's always a struggle.
And he walks out.
Right.
And that's it. And it was funny because, like, the first time he's like, oh, he threw a tantrum. He was like, he was crying. He was outside the door. And I said, I'm not opening the door. Mm-hmm. He goes, like, he came out and he goes, like, you're going to go to sleep in your door. And it was funny because, like, I'm his godfather, so he calls me Nino. And that's in Spanish, that's padrino, like, that's godfather. And he goes, like, he's like, Nino, oh my God. I was at home and he didn't open the door. And I'm like, who? He goes, like, Papa. I was saying, open the door. And he goes like, no. He said, go back to your room. And then he took me to my room. But then I fell asleep. And I'm like, I don't know why I made him sound like George Lopez. But, but he speaks perfect English. But, dude, like, his shit is unlocked, bro. Like, he's got a routine. Like, it's so, like, meticulous, bro, that it's just, like, they're good, dude. Like, and all he has to do is he's a boy, right?
Yeah,
and
that happened with time with mine, but I will emphasize with time, right?
Yeah, that's the thing that I admire, at least about my brother and my sister-in-law. And it's so funny because like I've never mentioned it on this podcast, but my brother is married to my wife's sister. Yeah, incest. No, not like that. America. No, so my wife. I met my wife first, and then me and my brother married 2 sisters. Easier for Christmas and parties. Just logistically, we don't even love them. No, I'm just fucking with you guys. I love her. I don't know about my brother. No, he does. We're gonna get canceled. P. Diddy, help us.
We're not gonna get canceled.
I'm gonna get divorced. But so yeah, it was always easy to see the internals because, dude, like me and my brother are really close, and obviously they're close, and obviously now we live very close to each other. Mm-hmm. We always kind of did. Like when we lived in Chicago, they lived in a suburb really close to us, and now we're moved out to the suburb very close to them because we wanted to be closer to them. I always had that fear because I'm like, man, I am not. My brother's very structured. Like if my brother has to get up at fucking 8:00 in the morning, this motherfucker will be up at 7:05. Even though he was up at night, no matter what happens.
Right.
Me, I'm always going, okay, I had to get up. Do I really need to get up? Fuck it, I'll do it tomorrow. And I'll fuck off. And for the most part, I do. If it's work, I'll no matter what, I'll get up and I'll go to work.
Right.
But in that caveat, like, I was scared about being a good dad in that spectrum of, like, am I going to be a good dad? Am I going to not fuck off? Am I going to be selfish? Am I going to be able to afford it? With this baby now...
Right, I was gonna say because you've had that experience now for 3 years. So
but I'm not, dude. I feel like I'm
you're
not
just restarting it.
Pee break. God damn, bro.
This dude Seal's weak as shit right now.
Bro, my seal is almost like P. Diddy ripped that bitch.
It's a goddamn sea goat, man. Is that part of is that what a sea goat is?
We pee in the water, bro. We breathing fresh air, but we pee in the water. And we're back. We are back. Man, I'm sorry, guys. Fucking pee a lot, man. I should probably go get my prostate checked. But it's funny because the last time I went, bro, the guy had both of his hands on my shoulder, so I don't know what the fuck he did. I said, "Doctor, I will be back every week." And then it wasn't a doctor; it was a Jiffy Lube. What? Is that not how it works? So oil plus change. So I'm not scared of like the initial things that I was scared of. My biggest fear right now is, well, there's two biggest fears. The first one is I don't want my daughter to feel, because she's very attached to me right now, very, very attached to me. I don't want her to feel, because obviously it's a fresh baby. It's just like they're so cute and cuddly, and they're like, they don't have an attitude. They don't talk back. you're like, hey, you fucking, I'll kiss you, and you won't say, oh, disgusting. You got babas and fucking get away from me. But I don't want her to feel left out, especially because, a small story of like when I first had my daughter, like it was during COVID and I had just started my business, like, and I.
That makes me think of something though.
What?
You don't want her to feel left out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've talked to you about this before, and there's different ideas behind what you should do and what a man does when he walks in the house. But for me, at the least, and again, people disagree. I get home from work, right? My son's already home from school, and then my middle daughter, the whole family's home.
Correct.
And I walk in the door, and the first person I say hi to, and I will bypass the other two to get to her, is my middle child. Because she's the one that might feel left out. Like my son's 8. Yeah,
he's already gone through that.
He's gone through it. He gets home from school. He's already on his computer doing this and that. Like,
he's very autonomous at this point.
It's a quick hey to him if he, I don't need to go give him much attention. I just open up his door when I get home and I say, oh, yo, hey, what's up? I'm home. And he goes, oh, hey, Dad, and blah, blah, blah. The first person I say hi to is my middle child. I'll bypass my wife. She knows I'm home. It's not. We don't have an issue. Mm-hmm. She knows I'm gone. She doesn't feel left out because of that. The baby is too young to really know if I take another minute to like go say hi to her. Like, I'm not saying that,
And for the first year, they're not even. Right. They don't care about you.
Right. So I always make sure that when I walk through the door, it's middle child first, so that she still knows she's important and she's the first person I say hi to when I come in. I'm not putting her in the. She gets excited. Oh, Daddy's home, and I'm like, I'm not gonna. Whoever comes to me first, no, I'm sorry, it's her first, so that she still feels important. Makes sense. So that she still feels like she's not left out and on the back burner.
She still feels like the baby.
So I say hi to her first, and then I go to either of the three next. It doesn't really matter. Whether
Correct.
It's my wife, my son, or my baby, but it's always her first, so that she doesn't get that feeling of he doesn't care as much.
True.
Why would he say hi to me after mommy, after my older brother, after my younger sister? My oldest understands it.
No, I'm going to steal that from you.
And my middle child, she make her feel like she's, still as important, which obviously she is. That's not the question.
True. No, there's no question about it.
But it's to make her
their perception is that's a baby.
He comes in and he pays attention to me first.
So I'm important. I'm the best.
Forgotten. I'm not right.
I'm the favorite.
Yeah.
And see, like, I can understand that, and I'm gonna steal that one from you for a fact. My fear is when I'm carrying her and I have to do the daddy duties. Like, I don't want her to feel that. The second about it is mama.
What about it?
Because when me and my wife had, well, let me go back. The reason that I don't want her to feel so left out is because maybe I'm more, maybe it's more about me, not even about my daughter, because I guarantee you my daughter's going to be so excited about having a baby, and she does, because when she sees your baby, she goes like, oh my God, I want a baby. It's like, it's so cute. And obviously she's in that stage where everything that she wants is babies, and she's like very nurturing and like nurturing and nurturing when it comes to that. And she's excited because, like, you said something to me, like, make her be part of it. Like, give her tasks and be like, oh, no, you're going to feed it. You're going to do all this stuff, right? So, like, we've been joking around and practicing and doing, like, even, like, setting up the nursery or whatever. So, like, my fear is, like, going back to it's my fear is that, you know, like you've said before, like, include them with it, like make them be part of the nurturing and like or the nurturing part of it, and like give them tasks so that they feel like they're involved. Oh my God, now it's not that, oh my God, daddy's not paying attention to me, daddy's paying attention to the baby and I'm not important anymore. No, daddy and I are doing it. Like, it's me and daddy are doing it, right? And it's so funny because, like, even outside here, like, I'm outside in the garage, and she's like, I want to help you. Like, she's grabbing the fucking broom and whatever the fuck it is, making more of a mess, and she's actually helping, and I'm fucking getting frustrated, but I'm also like, no, this is like the most beautiful fucking time, right? And my biggest fear is that, like, obviously that, because when we had her, I was in the cusp of me, like, starting the business that I that I started with my business partner, shout out Tony, and we, like, you know, I was so involved with it that, like, literally, dude, I was supposed to take 2 weeks off. I was back on the fucking third day of my wife giving birth. Like, being at home, we were at home for 3 days, and I was back. So I was literally a total of 5 or 6 days off, and I literally came back to work. And I was 7 days a week from early in the morning until like 2, 3 in the morning. And
I'm gonna try this one, by the way.
Go ahead. And then the lighter's right here. And then fucking it took me a very long time for me to build a relationship with my daughter because all she knew was mom.
Oh yeah.
And she was breastfed, so there's more of an attachment to mom. And then eventually, when we moved out here, my wife got a job, and she's like, I'm gonna go back to work and blah blah blah. She got a job, and then we were literally. I was at home with her because I would get home from work and I would spend the whole afternoon with her, and then I would give in to a lot of I'm gonna watch TV, sure, but don't tell your mama. And it was funny as shit because, like, the first thing she ever did was I'm like, hey, my wife's really adamant about no TV, no phones, no iPad, no nothing. It's books and fucking you get to watch some TV and you get to watch Disney, and you get every weekend. That's it. Cool. And you get a couple hours and that's it. And I'm like, hey, listen, baby, we're gonna watch TV, but when mama asks you, and she was much younger, she was like 2, she's, as I'm talking about her, the monitor just went up, as I literally telling her, I'm like, hey, when mama asks you, did you watch TV, what are you gonna say? She goes, yes. And I'm like, no, you're gonna say, no, we didn't watch TV. That's it. As soon as my wife gets home, my wife used to get home at like 6 o'clock, so that's like dinner time for us. And I'm setting up dinner, and she's supposedly helping me put up the plates and blah blah blah. And as soon as she goes like, "Mama's home," open the garage. My wife comes in. She goes, "Hi, baby." Mind you, my wife's going through anxiety of the fact that, like, oh my God, I'm leaving my child with this fucking idiot. I don't blame you, baby. I don't blame you. Trust me, one bit. And as soon as she opens the door, bro, Mama, we don't watch TV, okay? Just so you know. I'm like, no, that's how you just fucking admitted it, bro. She was like, so did you? Okay, we did it. I'm like, God bless you for being honest. Totally cool. But that's when our relationship started building. Because I would give in, and I would give her popsicles, and I'd give her a little candy or lollipop, blah blah blah. So I would be the good guy. Like I bribed her technically for love. She didn't love me, but I did. And that's how, like, our relationship started, to the point where now all she wants is me. She'll literally, like, my wife would be like, no, this and that, and then she'll be like, Daddy. And then I'll be like, no, she said no. Okay. It's like, why does she throw a fit with me, but as soon as you get home, it's like, she's like the best kid ever. But when you're not home and you're at work, she's like a tantrum, like, freaking monster. She's like a gremlin.
See, I question that all the time with mine and how good they are when they go to like grandparents' house or cousins' houses, and we're amazing. You sure? Those my kids you're talking about?
Yeah.
And then I, heard somewhere that it's because they're themselves the most around the people they're most comfortable with. That they don't throw a tantrum at my grandparents' house or their grandparents' house because they're not as comfortable with being themselves.
Wow.
To an extent that they know they need to behave better, and they will. And then as soon as you get home, it fires right back up because they don't give a shit if
I can do this shit here.
Screaming or
they're more
whatever.
comfortable at home. They're like,
it's all about being more comfortable.
Huh. That's crazy. See, I never thought about it like that because they do. And mind you, dude, I'm really blessed. We're really blessed at the fact that like she's really good. Like even when we go to church on Sundays, bro. Like today we went to church, and quiet, bro. She's like, and it's so funny because she goes like, because my little niece is wild. Like she's so funny. She's just like funny. She's not crazy. She's just like bad kid or whatever. She's just funny. Like she's very hyperactive, right? And my daughter goes like, oh my God, they're crazy. And then I'm like, how are you getting annoyed of a kid your age? Like you're only a year older. And but that's my fear. Bottom line, that is my fear that I just started building a relationship and I love her so much that I don't know that I don't want to ruin that relationship with her. And then the second one is
I think it'll build more because obviously your wife is going to have to do more with the newborn than you, period.
True, she's going to be busy, yeah.
That you need to take that time to
overtake that relationship and make that, okay. I never thought about it like that.
Stronger and take her out to do things so that your wife
gets a little zen. Baby. Yeah, and that trickles down to the next part is that, I guess there's 3 parts. So the second part is that I'm worried about that I don't want to be the dad that's like, I'll put it out there. I don't care. I don't think I've ever, and I love my wife. I love my parents. I love people that I love them. And obviously my parents and my siblings, I love dearly, right? There's nothing I wouldn't do. But I've never, and I heard this one time, and I'll stick by it, that I never actually had the concept of actually, like actually being able to kill someone for someone. As soon as I'm like in love with this child, with this little girl, if anybody or anything would happen to her, that like anybody would touch a hair in her fucking head, I would fucking set the world on fire. Like I am infatuated by her. I love this kid so much that I can never see. It makes me almost pissed off at the fact that like, man, I was so scared of having kids, or I always, mind you, ask my wife. I always said I don't want kids. I don't want kids. Like I kind of like my lifestyle. I kind of like. We'll have nephews and we'll get to spoil them, but then like your dad said, we don't have the responsibility. Like we get to fuck off as soon as we hand them back.
Right.
And they're more fun. They're so much more fun because you get to laugh at the little shit and the angry and the tantrums because you go, damn, that shit's kind of funny, and you're flipping out like, oh shit. But then when it happens to you as a parent, you go, you're embarrassing me in front of people. Like you're almost worried about yourself as opposed to like, oh shit, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know how to deal with the emotions, right?
Right.
And you get to learn that. But I am so in love with her that I don't know, and it sounds bad. This is going to sound bad no matter what. And second baby, I'm not going to say a name, but second baby, when you watch this 10 years down the line, don't ever question it because I adore you. I almost feel like, am I able to give the same amount of love without any caveats to that second kid as well? With no, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes, it's a different type, not a different type of love, but you get different things with each kid. So like, with my oldest, my son, when I see him, he knows me saying I love you is when every time he walks past me, I fucking put my hand on the top of his head, give it a shake, and just push him past me. We're walking past each other.
That's love.
Quick thing, like, I see you, Yeah, we talk and this and that, but like, I have that thing with him. I do it every fucking time he walks past me. I don't care. And sometimes he laughs and chuckles at it, and other times he just keeps going on about his business. But he knows that's my quick sign to him of like, yo.
That's his love language.
I'm not just walking past you, not paying
That's your guys' love language between each other. Your second kid. What is your second kid's like love language?
So with my second kid, it's a hug every day.
Okay.
And I push it to where it's like known to be the hug of the day.
You
to where it turns into a game. Sometimes she's excited about it. Sometimes she
yeah.
She out the gate. She's pissed off.
Whoever has girls will know this shit.
And she'll turn. And then I go, okay, fine. I didn't want a hug from you anyways. And I turn around immediately. The second I do that, no. She runs up to you and she gives you the hug. It's a hug every day with her. And I'm still learning it with with my newborn.
She's a newborn. Yeah.
1 year old at this point.
She's a handful. Newborn. She's so funny.
But I'm so like, I'll have a thing with her soon. Mm-hmm. That it's not loving them differently. It's different ways that they all.
You have a different relationship with them.
A different relationship with them.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's not lesser or more for either or any of them. You just grow your own things with each of them.
See, that's
I don't act the same way to any of the three kids to a different extent that makes them feel like they're not involved or that I don't have love for them. You learn to pick up on your own things with each of them. And I don't share them. I'm never going to walk past. I do it, but like, I'm not going to consider that my thing with her where I go, shake her head and bye-bye. It's going to be a hug every time for us. You try to get multiple times. I try to get multiple daily hugs because who doesn't want, hugs from the daughter? Because, we all know that down the road, you're not going to be getting those hugs every day. So I'll walk outside and I'll come home from work. And I'm like, where's my hug? Goes, Daddy, I hugged you this morning when you went to work. As I know, this is my coming home hug. Like, you can play with it because you'll enjoy once you know that, you'll enjoy every fucking hug.
For sure.
You make it a game and blah, blah, blah. But no, it's a different thing you have with each of your kids that makes them have that special
individually. They have that special attachment to you.
Yeah.
See, and like, okay, so like, see, I'm learning shit, which I'm definitely going to take into. The third one, and which is my biggest fear. I know my wife's not weak by any means. She's strong as shit. And I mean, she fucking, like, this is going to sound really bad to say this, but kudos to her. And I hate when people talk shit about it too, because I did hear it from a couple of people like, well, I was not there. I was so busy trying to continue this business that I had and
that's not being there.
Growing it. No, see, I agree with you. And growing it, but to other people on the outside, a person, here's the difference between like somebody who's like always trying shit, like an entrepreneur, like, cause you're an entrepreneur too. Like we're both kind of like have that entrepreneurial like mentality, or when you're trying something different, you don't even have to call the fucking word, cause the entrepreneur world, the word is so like sluggish right now.
Yeah.
With all these fake fucking influencers and like, hey, listen, if you listen to my book for fucking 5 minutes and all this bullshit. But both of us always want more than what we have. We're not happy. We're not content with what we have. We can have everything that we wanted 5 years that we wished for 5 years ago, and we're so caught up with trying to get the next 5 years wish that we don't even get to acknowledge and enjoy the fucking last year's 5 wishes. Right? It's kind of like I call it the Santa Claus toy syndrome, where you're so let's say Christmas just happened and you're enjoying the fucking brand new toys. As soon as January happens, you're like, fuck it. And then you get
you're telling me you don't enjoy the toys that I make for you guys?
What do you mean? Oh, you're Santa Claus.
No, I'm the elf.
Oh. How they let you out? No wonder I saw a reindeer the other day. This motherfucker stole a reindeer. But fucking, how do you guys build a thing? And who dates Mrs. Claus when he's away now? But a lot of people talk shit. Like, and I'm not gonna say names or anything, but like a lot of people would talk shit to her, and it's so funny because like it's always like the people that are on the outskirts, like not trying to, like not looking at everything that's happening. They always try to like connive in a people's relationship when they don't know that we're good. Like we both are on. My wife always understood this, and like she's always been on this understanding, bro. Where she's always said like, I know who you are, and I know who you were, and I know how you are as far as like how ambitious you are and how hungry you are. When you get to something and you put it in your head, it's like a cancer. Like you won't stop, right? And like P Diddy with Meek Mill, like he's sorry guys, it's the last joke. But like you won't stop. She goes like, so I understood that was the man that I got with, right? So I'm never gonna be able to change you. So either I accept it or I bullshit you or I start scolding you. And mind you,
And you're saying that other people do question the.
oh, they would say this. They would literally verbatim. They would say, like little bullshit comments where they would be like, well, Chris is never there, so it's extra hard on you, right? And then
So
she'd be like,
that's why you let nobody inside your fucking.
but people are gonna make comments, right?
They can, but you never give.
Trust me, I know that. But it always takes. It doesn't even take like. See, it's funny because like the first comment that I was gonna make rebuttal to that was gonna be, it takes a strong woman or it takes a strong relationship, right? But no, it takes a very strong woman, because if you have a strong woman, that's when you can tell how strong a man is. Because we can't do the shit that we do on a daily basis as far as like working or X, Y, and Z. But if your woman is strong as shit, for men, or even let's say you're fucking whatever the fuck you identify yourself in, your spouse is that version of your spouse, of your wife, right? It takes that person to be strong as shit in the relationship and be smarter than even you. Because even I would take it into heart and I'd be like, oh no, well, do you feel like that? Like I get insecure and I'm like, oh, is that how you're feeling? Is that? And she'd go, no, shut the fuck up. We made a deal. Like we know what's going on. Mm-hmm. You're doing this, and trust me, it is annoying. It is stressful. It is anguishable every single night when I'm the person that has to put the baby to sleep, feed it, make sure that she stays alive, change the dirty diapers, and then make you dinner and do all these things, right? And take care of the house and make the house a home. But if I give up on that, then your focus is no longer on persevering and chasing that dream, that entrepreneurial dream, or creating that wealth, or creating whatever the fuck it is that you're trying to create. Now your focus is, oh shit, well, man, I'm wondering what's going on at home. As opposed to if you write a single text and you go, how you doing, baby? Oh, it's been so stressful, but don't worry about it. I got you. We'll talk about it when you get home. That was literally our relationship, and it is now. Where I know no matter what, dude, there isn't between her and I, it isn't I'm okay. Because we all know, every man knows, that when a woman says it's okay, it means that she watched 5 episodes of Sex and the City and she's fucking irate with something that your stupid ass did. Because we are stupid. When we hear okay, we go, oh shit, cool, I'm gonna go out and drink with Kyle. No. Tell me what the fuck you're feeling, right? But me and her already got with this whole thing, and it was funny because like we had like this whole, every single year of our relationship, we've been together for fucking almost 10 years. And every single year of our relationship, we always said, like, let's learn something new. Okay, this year's communication. Let's communicate better. Let's do this better. Let's talk to each other better. Let's, whatever the fuck it was, right? And we're not perfect. We drop the ball. We fucking argue. We fucking, we hate loving. We hate each other every moment.
That makes me think of something that my wife told me. It was last night. We were having a bonfire, and we were talking about, where we've been and how we grew and this and that. And she's like, yeah, they said that there's stages of, I'm going to say this the best I can in what you meant.
He didn't pay attention.
Man, I didn't pay attention. But no, she goes, we just hit past the second hardest step of marriage. The second step? The fuck you mean?
How many fucking steps are there?
Over 5 years now. She goes, yeah. The hardest year is the first year.
True.
After the first year, things ease out. The second hardest step is making it to 5. After 5, like, you start to really learn. You learn more about yourself, and you grow and communicate in different ways 5 years later. That really makes you know that you guys do love and respect each other the same way 5 years later. Because think about it this way. We're what, 32, 33?
34.
34.
Thank
I'm
you.
about to be 33.
Thank you.
Old motherfucker.
You can see it in my face.
Think about it that way. Do you know, are you anything like what you were 5 years ago at 28?
Save that. We're going to go on a break. Bro. I don't know if it's talking about P. Diddy, but I'm peeing. I'm squirting over here.
That's not P. Diddy, that's Usher, motherfucker.
That's R. Kelly, bro.
Damn it! We all fucked up. Shows how much I pay attention to this shit.
And we're back with my small bladder ass. And he thinking that Usher peed on people. It was R. Kelly. Sorry, Usher. You fucking...
Yeah, my bad.
And I was like, yeah. So, you asked, was I the same
5 years ago to where you are now.
in relationship-wise?
No, not relationship.
In general.
You.
Oh, me
As
in
a
general.
person
Oh, in general.
yourself. Do you see yourself the same as you were 5 years back? I fucking don't.
In a lot of ways, yes. There's habits that haven't changed. But I have matured a lot.
Which means you're a different person. And
True. Oh, shit.
so, think past
Look
that.
at this fucking
Think
psychology
past that.
fucking dude.
Not only are you different 5 years later, your wife is different 5 years later. You still have to make sure.
True.
You still have to make sure that you guys love each other.
So you have to meet each other every single fucking certain amount
To
of...
an extent.
True. Yeah, because it's not the same like when you met your spouse
It's just nothing.
and
like
you were
what we are now.
clubbing or partying or you were young.
I met my wife when I was fucking 20 years old.
Oh shit! I met her when I was 23, 24. So it was I was still living with my parents. I was
You
still
both
fucking...
grow. You both change that many years by years. The first year of marriage is hard because
Look at Dr.
things
Phil's
are new.
ass over here.
Things are new. You know, you're this and that, and you get through the first year. A lot of it in the beginning is obviously all excitement. Past the year, oh shit, okay, it's been a year. Now things start to change. You got to figure other things out.
Yeah.
Relationship's different.
Because things change in your
After
relationship.
5 years, not only is your relationship 5 years later in different, but each of us separately are different people.
That's fucking crazy, yeah.
That you still have to stay, you still have to.
You kind of have to
You know
rekindle
what I
the
mean?
relationship again. You have to meet each other again.
And things grow from that, or fall apart, but things grow from that. Like, and she's not fucking wrong, because this past year, our relationship has gotten stronger than I think it ever has been. And it has not happened. We didn't hit this point 2 years ago. We hit it now.
Yeah. You've told me about that many times.
What's the timing of that? We're coming up on year 6. We're 5 years in.
Wow.
1 year, 5 years.
So you're re-meeting yourselves again. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. See, and that's the one thing that always, that's the one thing that I always thought about as far as mine and my wife's relationship was. It was just like my mentality behind this whole in Spanish it's called your media naranja, or you meet your media naranja, which is your soulmate, your half of your other orange, right? Yeah. To me, it was always bullshit. To me, I always thought that concept was it was the stupidest concept that is, and there is. To me, still to this day, that is the stupidest concept ever, and that's why I feel a lot of relationships happen that fail. And also because it's a lot easier nowadays to get divorced. It's super easy.
Oh, it's like a 50% rate.
It's a 50 to even if not higher. It's probably a fucking 70. I would say almost 70%, especially with younger couples like us.
Which comes into the whole
generational
person.
Change. Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, I'm too old to get married." No, you're better off getting married now.
Oh, for sure.
Who you're meeting, you know each other.
For sure.
You know yourself better.
And I always thought
would I marry my 20-year-old self? Somebody would be
fuck no.
Stupid to marry me when I was 20.
No. If I was a woman, absolutely not. But I've captured this that I'm like, okay, that whole concept was bullshit. That whole soulmate thing is bullshit. Because first of all, we're two different kinds of people. A man and a woman is very different. women are by default they're smarter. They evolve a lot faster. Their frontal cortex, and that's a fact that like they I believe it's like 18 or 17, and we don't actually fully like our brains as men. We don't fucking like fully like mature until like we're 25. And even us.
So we're well behind the spectrum.
We're
not even there yet.
Fucking, we missed it. We flunked a couple of years.
Maybe 35
we gotta do a couple of years of summer school. We're fucked. But by default, let's call it. All right, let's go on the intellectual part. That's done. Emotionally, to us, you just said it right now. Your daughter gets a hug. Mm-hmm. Your son gets the rub on the head and a push.
And that means to him as much as the hug does.
Exactly about the same, right? Or if not the same, or if not more to him, right? You don't know. Because as men, once you start growing up, there's a one thing, like, I'll say this very small snippet of it. I started this one thing a very long time ago, very long, almost like 5-10 years ago. Or I don't know why, I can't remember. I wish I could remember why. But I started saying I love you to every single one in my family. Like as far as my siblings and my mom and dad. Every single time we end a call is I love you. Every single time we see each other, we kiss in the cheek and we say I love you. And a hug.
Yeah, I feel that very strongly because not only is my immediate family like that, my extended family is like that. My cousins.
Okay.
If I go visit my cousins, every time it's a hug. Hey, I love you. Text me when you're home.
Yeah.
And then
should we say that shit to each other? We go, love you, dude. You didn't say it on the last
sure
podcast. You piece of shit.
But no, it's like, it's with that, It's so much so that it's that family orientated. Like, yo, I love you. Text me when you get home.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
I say it with my boys, too.
I really need to text him every time I get home. It's not that big of a deal. Like, we're grown people.
But it's nice. It's so nice.
So much so that one time I was like, I got home. I remembered him saying that because it's a thing. And I always do text him. I'm like, I'm not going to text him.
Is he really going to hold me up to it?
Next fucking day. You didn't fucking text me.
It's nice to hear that, too.
So, yeah.
It's super nice because you're like, oh, shit.
That makes it feel like it's not just a saying.
You didn't just say it to say it. You meant it.
You came back and yelled at me and said, why the fuck you didn't text me?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was late. I just figured
you're drunk or you're hungover, whatever the fuck it is.
You shouldn't fucking text me.
So men don't. So we started that with my family, and it was so funny because my dad would always go this way. Old school Mexican. Mexicans are very different. Like Mexican men are very machista. They're like very, they're machos. They're like, they're old school. Like,
you guys tell me I'm not macho.
Hey, you can't be a macho if you're an elf. Okay, fucking in your off time right now. This is your vacation. But we're supposed to be different, right? So every single time I would say to my dad when we hung up the call, I'd be like, all right, cool. And we talk every single day. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We already know our schedules. He calls my brother, calls my mom, calls me. We have a call. Hey, what's you doing? Well, he makes a couple of jokes, makes me laugh, and then I make him laugh, whatever the fuck it is. All right. He's like, all right, FaceTime me if you're home in the afternoon or if you're off, FaceTime me so I can see baby. All right, cool. All right, I love you. Now he goes, all right, I love you too, either in Spanish or in English. Mm-hmm. And in the beginning, he would be like, okay. And I'm like, I said I love you. He goes, okay, I'll talk to you later. And I'm like, say I love you. He go, okay, I love you too. Bye. He'd like say it really fast and he'd hang up.
I almost want to pick up on something that we just went to the liquor store, got some cigars and some drinks for tonight, right? And that guy that was at the checkout with us, I almost want to pick this up and use it like to everybody. I thought about this after it happened, and I love the idea. He was on the phone right behind us.
Oh, yeah, the dude,
and he goes, I'm not hanging up on you, but I'm saying goodbye.
That was genius.
I'm not hanging up on you, I'm saying goodbye.
And
how I want to do this, and I thought about it, I'm like, damn, I want to start using that, and I will never hang up the phone. Now, I'm also bad. I always wait till somebody else hangs up the phone. I don't hang up. Like, I'll say bye. And
I kind of feel obligated.
If they don't hang up, the phone's still going.
And you're like, oh, shit.
My dad does the same thing. I don't think he ever he's never the one to hit end. Because think about it. Everybody always hits end.
True.
So when I'm on the phone with my dad and me and him say bye, neither one of us hang up the phone, and then a minute later we're like, oh shit, we're still on the phone.
It's in your pocket.
So I want to fucking do that with people. I'm like, I am not hanging up on you, but I'm saying goodbye. And then I just put my phone on the side of me. And if they're still having a conversation, you're talking to yourself.
No, that doesn't work.
Think about it. I am not hanging up on you. I am saying goodbye.
Hold on. I was on board when you said that because I was going to be like, oh, I'm not saying goodbye.
I'm saying goodbye.
I'm saying goodbye. I'm not hanging up on you. I love you.
I'm not going to hang up the phone. But I said goodbye.
But imagine if that person goes like, oh, okay, so here, how your day? And then your fucking phone's down there.
I said goodbye.
Well, now I know, motherfucker, when you say that, I'm hanging up the fucking phone.
Exactly. I said goodbye. I want to do it. I want to use it.
But
I'm not. It's like,
but yeah, but baseline too was like, men don't get that. Men are not very. We don't need to say I love you to know that you love someone.
Right.
Like me walking in, like I always say to my wife, I'm like, I'm very blessed for the woman that I have. Like, we hang out almost every night. We have a couple drinks, a lot. We not a lot. It's just a couple of pictures. But I still hang out with my friends. I still hang out, and I still do the same things that I was doing when we were single, as opposed to us now being parents, right? Mm-hmm. And she still does some things now, like where she'll go out with her best friend, she'll go out for dinner, she'll hang out and do a lot of the different shit, right? And mind you, her parents live very close to here, so fucking 10-minute drive.
In my opinion, that's needed, and if anybody tells me that's wrong, I'm pretty much going to say fuck that.
Fuck off. Because
you need your thing, she needs her thing.
And here's exactly where I was getting into that conversation.
You may have more things than her because,
it's so much easier for us to leave.
Easier for us to
And she
get
says
out.
that all the time. She goes,
"What if you don't give them their thing? Fuck."
And I may be wrong, and this may be controversial, but we're not the same. We're two different kinds of human beings. And